First Eps podcast is back. It's spooky season.
Jack, it's your mother.
And we're kicking it off with a banger. Jack Osbourne Haunted Homecoming. We watched the first episode. We're going to talk all about it. And so many other spooky things.
Wow.
My name is Eric.
I am Sharon Osbourne.
And this is First Eps. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of First Eps. This is a big one for us. It's like our favorite season.
Yes, we've transitioned.
Yes. We're in the process of transitioning.
From Keith to Sharon Osbourne. Obviously, that's my Halloween persona. What's your Halloween persona?
Ooh,
yeah.
Spooky Eric.
Oh, tell us more about this.
Yeah.
This riveting turn of events.
So I wear mismatched socks. And I say, boo.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
Get my knickers in a twist.
Sharon. Yeah, you could tell we're excited. So yeah, this is the time of year we enjoy watching some scary stuff.
Exactly.
Some Discovery Plus shows.
Right. When we get excited, where do we turn to? Netflix, Showtime, Cinemax, any of those Hulu.
D Plus.
Discovery Plus. Not even Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Discovery Plus.
So which one's D Plus? Disney Plus or Discovery Plus?
I don't know. I think
it's
Disney,
confusing.
Disney
yeah, sorry about that. Discovery Plus.
Yeah. Which just got bought by who? Who bought it? Somebody surprised? HBO?
Yeah, HBO. I think Discovery bought HBO.
That's surprising.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah, like they have that much money.
Yeah. So, yeah, we watched the Discovery Plus show last year.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Well, you were really excited. The bar was high. Last year was Eli Roth.
Roth.
What was it?
It was like a dramatization of like a real ghost haunting
stories, right?
Yeah, and it was not good.
And the guy from Ghost Adventures was there, who's always over the top, narrating.
Not good.
Yeah, Zach Baggins.
You know, there wasn't a lot to choose from this time, but you were excited.
Yes.
To get back on the Discovery Plus train.
Yeah, so Ghosttober's just begun.
Yep. Okay. This is an event on Discovery Plus.
Exactly, where they have a whole, slew of new paranormal shows that come out. Some of them are more one-offs. Like you saw the real doll of Eli, or Eli the doll, the weird monkeys
it's
in
like
the sailor outfit thing.
Like Bobby the doll or something.
Yeah, that's like a haunted doll, kind of like Annabelle.
And then there's that we bought a
funeral home. Yep, I watched 2 of those episodes already. Yeah, that's about they moved from where was it? I think it's Toronto to like some place in the upper Midwest, and are converting a huge old funeral home into an actual house.
See,
so
now,
room by room,
spooky or not, I would not want to live in a funeral home.
I would not either,
just because of all especially if there's like a crematorium there.
Yeah. I mean, there was. In fact, that's what they made. Well, there's not a crematorium, but there was the embalming room. And the very first episode, or the second episode, was them changing the embalming room into a speakeasy. And it was gorgeous at the end.
That's fun. I would go to a bar in a funeral home.
Yeah.
But I would not live in a funeral home.
It's kind of odd because it's a big house. And they decided to stick the teenage son in the basement where the embalming.
Oh, jeez.
I wouldn't be like, no, can't we just divide up the upper
use
floor?
The basement?
I could just use the bedroom.
I have one of the 12 other rooms.
Exactly. I don't need a ginormous, like each one of them has a huge suite on that show. Like, do I really need my own floor? No. I think I can split a floor with my sister, and I'm fine with
to
that.
not be haunted constantly.
Exactly. Anyway, but good show. Yep.
That's a different show
we didn't watch
entirely.
That, though.
No,
we've talked about that for 30 minutes now. We didn't watch that.
We watched Jack Osbourne Haunted Homecoming.
Yeah.
First episode. Only one episode's out, right? Or is it okay?
Just one now. It just
comes out weekly.
Yep.
Just came out this past Sunday.
Have you ever watched him in any ghost shows before?
No, I've seen him on the Osbourne show on MTV way back in the day.
Yeah, totally different now.
Haven't seen him now, but you filled me in that he's a paranormal investigator now.
Yeah, he started going with Katrina Weidman. But she has done quite a bit of work in the paranormal realm, and she and he have a show called what is it called? Shoot, something of hell. Portals to Hell. That's it.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if you like the ghost shows, she's great. And I like him.
I do too.
Yeah.
He's come a long way since the strange little chubby boy running around the Osbourne
found himself.
house.
I think
I mean, he looks like a lumberjack, like a hipster lumberjack. Like he had the beard and the hat.
I think you'd appreciate that analogy. The hair is very good though. He's got that LA hair.
Yeah,
it's well coiffed, but with like a lumberjack beard.
But he had a knit hat on and like a flannel a lot, and I was like, I can see him being a lumberjack.
Yep.
He took out the spacers in his earlobes. I saw.
Yeah, I forgot he even had those, but yes, he did. Yeah.
So this show, the premise of the show is he's coming home to investigate these places from when he was a child, when he got haunted
in England. He's left the States. He's in England now.
Buckinghamshire.
That's right. Yes, very good. Whoa, very good.
So,
sorry, that was the Queen. Queen. Apparently, I'm just getting random spirits into me now.
Oh, I like it. They're all these weird British ladies.
Yes, they're just channeling you strong. Yeah.
So this one he goes back to his childhood home. They lived there for 30 years or whatever he said.
I don't think he's like 30 years old. I don't know.
I don't think he lived there for 30 years, but maybe his family did.
Maybe. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Something about the number 30. I'm getting the number 30. 30 spirits.
Oh, Lord. We're going to talk about the psychics, right? Because
Oh, we were going to talk about it? Oh. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the first episode that we watched and give our opinion on the first episode. Yeah. Now, there are spoilers for the first episode.
And people are going to want to hear these spoilers because there's some juicy...
so much happens. It was an action-packed show of so many things happening. So it starts out, so they're going to Welder's house. That's the name of this house that he grew up in. What
were your first thoughts? The gates open up. What were you thinking?
Oh, my God. This is a beautiful house, first of all. But the gates open, and I was like, this is like Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Like the big gates open, and then they have to drive, and then there's dinosaurs everywhere.
It's funny you mentioned it because they're in a Land Rover instead of a Jeep. But that's the British equivalent of a Jeep is the Range Rover and Land Rover. So it makes perfect sense. We just need the music.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful house.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So they're giving the intro, the explanation of basically what all we just said. Of the show. Yeah, and then it's when we first meet Jackie Boy.
Oh, there
Jack
he is.
Osbourne. There he is.
And this is when your wife noted for the first time that Jack Osbourne was in this.
That was funny. She's like, wait, that Jack Osbourne? I don't know if she thought it was like another guy named Jack Osbourne.
I must have been.
But I thought that was funny. So he just talks about these experiences that he had as a child. And how he wants to, get to the bottom of it. See what it was.
Through his new fresh eyes now that he's a more seasoned ghost hunter and wants to go back and face it.
So, he says that, they had shit happen while they were at the house. That's when there was a fire and something with his father, and then his mom got cancer. So he thought the house was cursed, and it put a curse on them.
And, of course, to investigate this further, who do we call in?
Dr. Kate.
Yes.
Now, you loved this chick right off the bat, just 100%. Because of her degree or whatever.
Yeah, her PhD in Victorian spiritualism.
Spirituality,
I just said that too.
PhD in Victorian spiritualism.
Yes. I was intrigued from the get-go. No, I was I jealous of Dr. Kate? 100%.
So now, where does one get a degree in Victorian spiritualism? Is it like a DeVry? It's not like a DeVry thing? Or like
DeVry online.
Is there like a spiritual, University of Phoenix?
Yeah, they've got a really good one, well known.
Okay.
No, I don't know what her degree would be in, but my guess would be it would be either in English, so it would be in maybe comparative literature, or it would be in history, and she would have focused on one of those two areas. So either she looked at literature and how it discussed Victorian spiritualism, seances at the time, and she really juxtaposed that against current society, or she went into historical documents and wanted to see how these things were used in an actual environment.
All right.
So that's my thinking. Is what I don't think there's an actual degree she got in this.
How long do you think she had to go to school for this degree?
I mean, if it's a PhD, it's a long time. Yeah. She might have been there for 7 years or something getting this. And that's a post baccalaureate.
Do you think her parents were upset about this decision? They're like, she's like, I'm going to get my PhD. And they're like, yay!
You want to cure cancer, honey?
No, ghosts.
You know what? It doesn't matter what the parents want. That's what this would be an amazing. I would do it in a second. In fact, I already took notes as to where I'm going to go to get mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So of course, Dr. Kate shows up with her long dress with a cemetery airbrushed on the back of it.
She just picked it up at the local fair down. That was an unfortunate look. That one.
She really leaned into her title.
I felt like
she had
was a little
the
bit
spider necklace.
Yeah, which I'm
goth
fine with.
hairdo.
I'm fine with the goth if you. She's a little bit older than some of the outfits she was wearing, and so it looked a little bit put on, like she was trying to put on a persona to me. Now, because we don't know her at all, this is just my first opinion. But that cemetery dress was not subtle at all. With one of the crosses of the headstones went right up over her crotch, and the other side was into her butt.
Yep.
It was really obvious, and I'm it just drew your attention right there, and I felt uncomfortable the entire time she was walking around that dress.
It was weird. It did feel like it wasn't taking this seriously.
Yeah. Then I think she changed her outfit later on.
They did a couple times, but she had the dress on a lot.
I forgot about that until you just said that.
So this is a part where I was like, so they started it off and they kept showing the crew.
Yeah.
Like at one point, one of the cameramen was like, "Excuse me."
They talked,
and they just kept it in there.
Yeah,
and it didn't add anything. No. So the only thing I could think of was to show that. All right, this is not a scripted show.
Yeah.
There's a camera crew here. We're doing this. And I was like, I felt like a little trick of the trade to
I've watched a couple. So I don't watch as many British and UK ghost shows as American ones.
Okay.
But I do have to say I have seen some, and they do tend to do that more in the British ones. More almost like The Office, where it's like the third or the fourth wall is broken and they talk to you more. On the flyers, they're kind of doing stuff.
Gotcha. So they did. We watched something like this recently, the Conjuring Kesha one.
Yeah.
And the producers were all involved in that.
That's true.
But it added. Yeah. Anytime the producer got involved, it was because it was adding something.
Did you ask this or remember this?
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't just like, oh, excuse me, or like them just farting on camera. It's like, is this necessary?
Yeah.
It really felt like it could have been should have been edited out.
Yeah, that was odd. That was an odd part, but that was right within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it happened a couple times.
Did it happen later on?
And then not too many more
it seemed
later on.
It almost seemed like as the production went on for the 40 minutes or whatever, it got more and more professional. Because I don't remember actually seeing the camera crews towards the end either.
Yeah, there was one time when they were filming a mirror, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a mirror. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
So so that was weird. Now then it goes to Jack Osbourne's giving Dr. Kate a tour of the house. And the thing that annoys me the most about these shows, and this one, I haven't watched a lot of these, but you'll have to let me know. The smash cuts with the grainy B-roll footage and the screams and the scary noises. Was this more in this one, or is that about the norm for these?
I thought that was more.
Okay.
They definitely tried to put on more of a, dread through sound effects kind of a thing. They've been doing that more recently too in a lot of them, and I think it's to sexify it. That is all. I lay all of that movement on Ghost Adventures. That one with the Zach, whatever his name is.
Zach Baggins.
That's his name, right? Where it's all about them running around yelling, screaming, and they don't put a lot of sound effects on theirs, but they're just so out there that I feel like everybody else now needs to do something because they're trying to be more scientific. But when they do it like that, it's quieter, and so they need to add some dread to the situation, and they do that kind of stuff.
Okay, because the Conjuring Kesha, that had it too. I do remember, but this one it was very, very
more
intense and over the top. There was a part when we're supposed to be listening, Jack Osbourne's like, "Do you hear that?"
And you hear a couple of very faint, not very faint.
But the whole time it's happening, you're trying to listen, and the whole time it's just just these terrible sound effects, over the top of it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. He's literally saying, "Can you hear this?" And I'm like, no, because there's this intense building sound effect that's supposed to, rattle us.
That was awful.
But I wanted to listen.
I know, I agree. That was in fact, that's towards the end of this episode. And that was one of the few times when we actually had possible paranormal interactions. Beforehand, it was questionable. They used a planchette and a Ouija board.
Yeah.
I mean, those are interesting. I don't know if we need to see 5 to 10 minutes of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I wrote down how long that went.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the minute that we watched it for so long, I'm like, oh, God, they don't have a lot of evidence because they're showing us this forever.
Yes.
Whether or not you believe that's a spirit moving it, it's not very interesting to just watch.
Well, and it was funny, too. So, you talk about all these things. They threw everything. They had every trick of the trade, every tool, because it just kept going. So, first we're given the tour.
Yeah, right.
And Then they meet Jamie.
Oh, that's right. We got ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
In comes in the psychic. Oh,
well, no. First of all, Jamie's the house sitter.
Jamie?
He tells his story.
Okay.
So we got his story.
The childhood best friend,
evidence,
right? He's been watching it or whatever. Yeah.
And he heard like a woman playing the piano or singing or whatever.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And then, he was level-headed. He was fine. He was. Yeah.
But it was like they just kept, there was way more before like they got into anything. Because then they went to the archives.
Right, to look at the past.
Yeah.
Which I did like that approach, how they do try to put in some of the past of what it was.
Yes.
It was a hospital at one point in time, which of course didn't surprise anybody who knows anything about human history.
Not just a regular hospital.
Oh, that's true. It was a psych hospital then too.
An asylum.
Yeah.
Every place is an asylum when you're going to look at hauntings. So yeah, I always like those parts too. The history parts.
Yeah.
This one, it just again, it just seemed though. So they find records from the 1800s of this asylum, and like specifically this patient named Eva who had these ailments and who died in this by like a traumatic like possible suicide. And like it had all this information, and they're like, I don't know, the entire time. The puzzle pieces that they were given were just like snapping into place like the whole time. Yeah. Because then, we had the tour, and now we meet the medium. I think his name is Ryan. Is his name?
Yeah, I remember. I have a big eye roll here for people who can't see me at home. Yeah.
What you weren't a fan of Ryan?
No, right? I mean, everything he said was just so basic in general. It was like, I'm coming in here. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. Oh, this was used. I see soldiers. Of course, no fuck. If World War II, the entire country was under attack. There's soldiers everywhere.
Okay.
Like, and then he walked upstairs. Oh, I can't even enter this room. But I didn't think that, like, I've seen other psychics on other ghost shows, and they tell really interesting things. Now, whether or not they looked all up online, that's a possibility. And actually, you should tell that story. But this guy was so general. But somehow Jack was like, oh, I'm so interested in this. Yeah. It really scared me. And I'm like, Jack, you work with a lot better psychics than this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So Ryan's not top of the line?
No.
I liked Ryan because he looked like a Irish soccer hooligan. He had like tattoos on his hands, the leather coat with the collar up.
He reminded me of like the Cake Boss guy, but like the Irish version.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was pretty. He looked a little menacing, like it could be. But
you shared with me a really interesting aside about psychics.
I did. I just watched a video. Yeah. It was posted on Reddit. And it was a video of a guy also in England somewhere who had these 3 mediums. He invited them to some place and made a fake historical document website and like all this information about the historical happenings that happened at this place that they were going to do their
So before
reading.
He just posted that.
Yeah.
Didn't contact them at all. And then after that's all posted, then he just contacts them.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I need you to come out and do a reading at this place.
Yeah.
So they get to the place, and he has all this stuff in there about this person, like this baron or whatever, who lived there. He made up the name completely, and how they got their legs cut off from a horse accident or whatever. Oh. So the one lady's like, I hear horses and like stuff like that, and like saying all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. But I feel like even this video, though, stating this side of it, was very like. It seemed like they got the worst of the mediums. Yeah. Those people on this YouTube video were way worse than Ryan.
All right.
So
probably just like if we looked up in the phone book, right? Like local ones. It's not anybody who like has a big portfolio of. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, this guy was fine. He was fine. But you remind me before you go on for a second. Have you ever heard about that psychological experiment where people made up? I think it was in Toronto in like the 60s or 70s about ghosts. And they did it where they put together, I think it was very similar, like said something was haunted, and they put together a whole backstory. And they were trying to like basically conjure up a ghost on their own by like putting together a backstory of how this person died. And then they went to did a seance, and they were like calling to this person and like trying to get like EVP or something posted back, like saying basically what they knew, like to see if there's like a psychic way of if like ghosts are psychic phenomena. And apparently there was something came up like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
But
it's similar, but the like kind of the opposite side.
Yeah. Like it is fake, but it's like you causing it through some weird psychic thing.
So that could have been what explained this YouTube clip I saw.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
They knew they were just reading the guy's psychic.
Exactly. They didn't actually read.
Yeah.
I think online they just read the imprint that he put on the room.
Oh shit!
Bam.
Yeah. Leave a comment on that, on that video. But what I did not like about this part, again, the puzzle pieces, dude. Every time that Ryan went into a room and said like, this is, I feel like a sense here. And then they flashed back to the tour 10 minutes prior with Jack Osbourne saying, right here is the exact spot that I feel this.
Yeah.
Or he was like, they said, it sounds like someone sprinting down the hall, not running, sprinting.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back and it's Jack Osbourne saying, they used to sprint through this area. Now, maybe that's just more of a British term, but whatever.
Sure.
But they really focused on, like, everything was like exactly the way it was explained earlier. So it was it fit too well to me.
But now what we just talked about that though? What if he's reading that imprint that's just placed there? So maybe he thinks he's reading ghosts, but he's actually reading people's minds.
Well, I guess then he's the greatest fucking medium ever because every single time he didn't get one thing
he got it perfect.
Just say one wrong thing, like,
just to throw us off the trail,
the wrong gender of something or whatever, or like
misgender somebody.
Yes,
that anymore.
Exactly. But anyway, so next they're hooking up all these cameras. And
the investigations are beginning.
Now it's finally happening. Which 3 hours into this show.
Well, I was happy that the psychic wasn't
part of it.
Yeah, because sometimes there are some shows that do it, and the psychics, I believe, are good, and they actually are not trying to overwhelm everything with their feelings. And there are other ones when the psychic just yells everything. Okay, now there's a man in the left corner over there. There's a man. What? Yeah. You get out of here. We don't. And you're like, okay. I don't want to see this for 18 minutes. It's like I want you to be like, oh, I feel like there's something happening now. Ron, be careful. And then just as you say that, glass breaks. Yeah. That's fucking cool.
That is cool.
But don't just pretend like you see something and then nothing ever happens. Not cool. Anyway.
But so this show, they used everything. They did scrying. Yeah. They
Into
did
the mirrors.
the spirit board.
Right.
They had the thing in the room that made like grids all over the walls. They didn't really show. There's just so much stuff that they kept like, we're going to use every single tool. They brought in the medium. They went to the archives. Like everything you've ever seen in a ghost hunting show was in this one.
Yeah. Now, which ones would you use ultimately?
You got to have the history.
Yeah.
I love that fact because then you're tying it together. That's when it starts to be more believable.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And also it gives them something to like go off of. They're like, okay, now this is asylum or whatever. Yeah. This is this.
It's something like proof to build something off. Exactly. Yeah.
And then I like so I don't know how I feel about the what is the spirit box? Is that the thing that just says random words?
It's like staticky and every once in a while words come out.
Yeah, that one I feel like, I mean, every once in a while words come out. Always, and you're just kind of picking and choosing the ones that are the clearest and and I don't know, and they're never very clear.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yep.
I like the EVPs.
Yeah. Yep.
Anytime you could just listen. That's what I used to love about the Ghost Hunter show, the OG.
Yeah.
They would just have someone listening.
And they were quiet. They were the exact opposite of this.
Super quiet. And then they had someone that didn't go to bed that night, stayed up all night, listened to the entire thing.
Like
I love that stuff.
8 hours of it for like a 30-second clip. Whoever those poor people were.
Or just have the cameras up everywhere and just review the whole thing. Yeah. Like that I thought was the best. Instead of this one where it's like forcing a lot of this to happen.
Yep.
And speaking of forcing, the Ouija board or whatever, you can't call it a Ouija board. What is it? The
spirit board.
The spirit board.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, that was like 10 minutes of them.
That was way too long.
Pushing the tiniest spirit board I've ever seen.
It must have been historic. I don't know why they picked that one, or maybe because it wasn't Parker Brothers.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of and then it looked old too, though. So maybe
all of that, and all we got was a couple of yes no answers, and they spoke about Jack. That Jack brought a ghost into the house, and Jack's like, I did not.
Well,
and he was mad.
What I didn't like, it was like, so like, what's your name? And then the person spelled that Jack, and he's like, I didn't do it. It was not me. And I'm like, you can't comprehend that there's another person named Jack out there. I get like, sure, whatever. But it was just like.
So you think there was another Jack that brought the spirit in?
That's he was saying it. He just answered the question.
Yeah.
Jack Osbourne's like, fuck no, there ain't no Jacks here. I'm the only bloody Jackaroo.
What the hell, you brought in a ghost?
Speaking of accents, one thing that threw me off a little bit, every time Jack Osbourne said he'd be talking about the halls, he said, we're running through the holes, and I just kept hearing him say through the holes, and it really changed everything.
Because we can't run through holes. That's impractical.
It's
like dangerous for your
I heard these sounds in the holes, and I'm like,
what holes are you hanging around?
Yeah.
Well, interesting you say that because he found a gun in one of the holes.
Yeah, but that was actually in a hole. Not in the hall.
And that speaking of, it's really funny you mentioned about being forced, because I did feel like that was completely forced too. All of a sudden we're talking about a gun out of nowhere that he found in a hole, and he's got a replica.
Well,
just happens to find one
because they discovered that through the spirit board. I think he spelled out like LT, so they took it to mean lieutenant. So then they realized there was a lieutenant in the military there.
I must have missed that part. Okay.
And he had been there for 50 years or whatever. He was a lieutenant. And then he's like, oh yeah, so I got this gun. It must have been the lieutenant's because
that's right. Now all of a sudden we're on that. It was a lot like how in Kesha, how there was some question asked, and all of a sudden it was a transgender ghost. And I was like, it's possible, yes. But it just seems like all of a sudden you didn't connect the pieces for us here. We were on this end of the bridge, and then I'm on this end of the bridge, and all of a sudden we just jumped across. Like I don't know if I can make that connection with the evidence that you showed us, but nonetheless, the gun was there, and it was the lieutenant's, and we show a very blurry picture of the man with his teeth, and he was smiling at us.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this guy a bad
guy?
Not
Lieutenant Dan.
No. Lieutenant.
Some guy.
Sergeant Pepper.
But the world's smallest gun.
Well, it was a Derringer, which I thought was cool. It was interesting. They said that was the same model that Wilkes Booth used against Lincoln, which I didn't realize. So I was like, okay. And it was a little high. You can see how that would be dangerous if you hide it in your pocket, though.
Yeah.
Because it was literally like,
this big.
Exactly.
For those of you listening.
Yeah. This big.
I'm making about this big.
Yeah. About this big he's doing.
And then that's all I have written down. So I'm assuming that's the end of the show. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
So it ends how they're going to be like, now that they're in England, they have spent the money to get there. So now they're going to explore other places that he was like, as a kid.
Yes.
And you kind of mentioned that in the beginning, but when we first watched this, we were like, is this going to be a whole season just based on this house? Yeah.
But then I realized after they just crammed everything in the first episode, that no, this is a one and done situation. But yeah, it was, nothing happened. In the whole thing, the part where there was a little bit of something happening, they completely ruined with overproduction.
Yes,
and there was a part where they showed something moving on a windowsill, which you couldn't see what it was or if it actually moved.
They really need to do a better job of isolating the possible occurrences. They needed to, like you said, dull out that noise that they put in and just have us hear the knocks. And they needed to do, slow that down, that image you were saying that was in the window, and circle around what they think it was.
They showed it better cameras if you're gonna try to get visual evidence. It's that part was difficult. This is 2022, baby. Yeah, you got to get better.
And you definitely have money if this is your parents' estate. My God, this place. That's the other thing I thought was weird. That was a ginormous house, and we literally saw a hallway and 4 rooms. What about the rest of it?
Rest of the rooms? Yeah, that would have been.
There was no kitchen apparently in Ozzy's house.
Yeah,
we didn't see that.
That would have been, or even a basement. Maybe there's no basement over in those places.
A conservatory.
Oh, I know.
Where was the secret passage? They had one.
And a tiny little church. I'm sure
church, a chapel. Yeah, where did the maids sleep? 18 on top of each other. Where? Yeah. This is where the ghosts hang out. They don't hang out in the master bedroom that you were bopping around in. Yeah. Although that's the room that the psychic was scared of.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I would love to hear your take on it, and we'll give our official review. Sure. Soon. Oh yeah. But you had something you wanted to share with the class.
So one of the things that I love, we talked about EVPs. So I found a couple of electronic voice phenomena. Now these are recordings that usually are, people like you and I would be talking. Okay. And when we play back our audio, we hear a third voice over it. And
I love those.
It's unexplained,
ones.
Right?
That's what the shit that about these ghost shows. So I would say I'm more of a skeptic. When it comes to these shows, but every once in a while on these shows, specifically the one. I mean, I stopped watching after Ghost Hunters. Right. But so my examples are always of those shows. Sure. But they would have some creepy things where you could hear people saying specific words and stuff, and like the actual shadows and stuff. But I loved, the EVPs where you're like, oh, I hear that.
And then you listen. And then there are some times when you're like, I don't really know if I believe what they said. Like that does not sound like
exactly.
that. But other times you hear it and like the hairs in the back of your neck stand up and you're like, oh,
absolutely.
Shit. Like,
and that's the shit that I want. Like, so we're talking about going to this ghost hunting thing in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And what I want is to like, have an actual situation where I can't explain something.
Yeah. It's like now on the scale, we'll get to the EVPs in a second, but like, okay, so obviously an EVP you would want 100%. Okay. Now, do we want a black shadow that you'll see kind of creep out of a room?
I would love a cold spot. I would love dude, just talking about that, I got a little goosebumps.
Yeah. With the black shadow or the cold spot?
The black shadow.
Yeah.
I would love to see
cold
just
spot.
even like an orb.
An orb?
Like
how about the smell? Like a floral fragrance,
good.
Or cigar smoke.
Yeah, or toot. Someone did a toot.
I've never heard of anybody. Well, actually, I have heard of people who, when you smell like rank decaying shit, and that is not a good sign.
Yeah, that's I don't know who
that
toots.
We don't want.
I don't know who toots like that. But yeah.
Okay. Now, what about like a full body apparition, not just like a shadow, but like you actually see like somebody there, like good day, mate. It's like Sharon Osbourne,
and then
it's
they
like not
dissolved away.
Yes.
That would change my life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it'd be terrifying, but really interesting.
It would be very interesting.
Dude, would you stay longer if you saw that, or would you be out of there?
Oh my god, I would have to. I would probably leave and then maybe come back, but I don't think I could physically stick around if I was that scared.
The sounds, the orbs, the EVPs, you would stay for those.
I would stay until
the black shadow or the full body.
All of it. I'm just realizing until it got any bit menacing.
What about like a touch?
Oh, I would
like a touch on your shoulder.
I thought about it until you did that, and then I put myself in that position. I was like, I'd be out.
When you just did that to me, it was like freaky too.
Yeah.
What about hair pull? Like not hard. Like someone just pulls your beard a little bit.
Just a little gentle tug.
Yeah. Or you're like your neck goes up.
No, any touching, I'm out.
Out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like done for the night out, or like wait till like the next like house? Because supposedly it's going to be like we'll go from house to house. Like back eating hot chocolate in the main lodge. You're done.
Yeah, probably. I'd be like, dude, I need a fucking beer. No, I don't know I guess I don't know until I get put in that position. Yeah, so maybe next week
we'll let everybody know.
We'll report back.
All right, well, let's see how you're going to handle some EVPs. Now, we got a couple here, and I want to hear what you think you're hearing now. So we're there, we're listening, and so these are taken from Refinery 29. There's a whole little article on EVPs, but they have samples of other people's EVPs.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm not going to give credit to every one of them because I don't really list it all here, but go to Refinery 29 and look for EVPs and you'll find it. Okay. Anyway, okay.
All right.
So here's one. Now tell me what you think they hear and if this would scare you. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I don't know what they said, but it was very creepy sounding.
Let's try one more time. Okay.
I don't know what they said still. Someone can't breathe, maybe?
That's what it says. That's what they think. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, do we think that's a real one or not?
That might have just been, I don't know. I don't know where they were. It sounded, might be in like a homeless lady or something. It sounded like they were in like under a bridge somewhere.
I was thinking, I heard a lot of electrical interference.
Yeah.
Like it might have been like out by, like you said, like out in the desert somewhere.
Yeah. And if that's the case, I am worried about this homeless lady. Right. Hopefully she figured out what was going on. But yeah, that one, the voice itself was creepy.
Spooky. Yeah. Totally.
You got any more?
We got we got one more here. Okay.
I love Mom.
What did you say? I love Mom.
Wait before that.
I love Mom.
I heard a whisper.
Yeah.
That was creepy. I don't know what that whisper was, but that would, if it was like a little boy recording his thing saying "I love Mom," and there's a whisper before it, that is a creepy one.
So it says, my 8-year-old boy asked me how the voice recorder works, so I asked him afterwards to say "Mom," and that was him saying "I love Mom." But right before that, you hear something before he says "I love Mom."
Yeah, I heard a whisper, but
The point is, it says "mummy" is what you hear right before.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear mummy.
It's "mommy." I love mom, mommy. But for some reason, my phone is not making noises. But anyway, yeah. So none of those two would have scared you away, but you would have listened to them.
Yeah, they were interesting, and that's what I want to experience firsthand.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
the cool part is if you can get them in the real time, you can start to have kind of conversations. I've seen some of them ones. Now, obviously, they've edited them down to make them smaller, right? Like, because these conversations go on for hours, from what I've read. But yeah, like you can start if you do your recording or your historical overview, your analysis, and then you know that like Eve died at that psych asylum. You might want to go back and say, "Is Eve here?" And then if you get a recording like, "I'm here," you're like, "Oh shit, Eve is here," and then you might add some credence to it.
Exactly.
Now, of course, they could still make that up. Yes, I get that, but if like you and I do it and we know we didn't do anything, and Liz is accounted for your wife, well, then we can guess that Eve really did say something.
Yeah, and then it's based on, you have to base that on the people that are doing this and how, sometimes we'll see them and the acting doesn't seem well. Now, I do have to say that Jack Osbourne, a lot of times, especially at the end when he was like really freaked out in that room, he seemed genuinely scared.
Yeah. He has never struck me as anybody but genuine whenever I've watched him. 100%.
Yeah, he definitely seems that way. So that was cool. He wasn't trying to like, pull the wool over our eyes or whatever.
But he wasn't like cowering in fear or screaming either. Like he was doing a really good job of again, a lot like unlike those Ghost Adventure guys who literally that's their shtick is like they become possessed, they run, they scream at the cameraman, and they yell. Like he did not give in to his fear. He was just like, inside I am, dying. But outside I'm trying to keep it in, like a little voiceover, and then you see him like, I've got to go. And I keep talking. But yeah, anyway. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, that was a good part. I actually wrote down that that's one of the things I like about the show.
Go ahead, though. You were going to say something else?
I don't think so. Yep.
I thought you had something else. We were going to play the game, or we're done with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So previously,
on X-Men.
I like that you still go X-Men.
Yeah, I don't know why I do, but yeah. Well, yeah, I think I am Phoenix.
That's coming back soon.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah, so we did it before.
We'll do it again.
Game time.
Yeah.
Played a little game called What Am I Thinking?
Again, I'll play this at home with us, audience, and let us know what your responses would be.
Yeah, so we're gonna do the the ghost version.
Version. Okay.
We'll do something,
Halloween or ghost specific? Ghost specific.
Let's not get it too specific. Let's go like spooky Halloween.
Spooky Halloween time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I think I've got something already.
I am ready.
Okay. I am also.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Poltergeist.
Cemetery. Oh, I think it's gonna be an easy one.
Poltergeist. Cemetery.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Ghost.
Haunting.
Oh,
okay.
Damn it. That was my other one. Okay.
All right, ghost and haunting. See, now we're getting too close. It's hard to come in when you're like.
I know. We're parallel lives right now. Yeah.
Okay, ghost, haunting. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Scared. Scared and boo.
Okay. We got this. We got this. Okay.
We do got this.
We got this.
So now you can't repeat a thing.
No.
Okay. Not. Scared. What did I say?
Scared and boo.
Boo. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Got this.
Scared and boo. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Scream. Does that count?
That counts. Okay. Yeah.
That was purely my psychic energies.
It was
giving
just
it to you.
Shooting it.
I'm just like looking at you.
You blasted it right at me.
Bam! Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get as. I think we were, like you said, parallel streams.
Too close.
Yeah, but
that's when you gotta when you can do anything in the world.
Yeah,
it's even better. Let's do a round of that.
Anything in the world.
Anything.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Me too.
3, 2, 1. Alien. Alien and pineapple.
This is gonna take me a second.
All right. Oh man. Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Sure. Got it.
3, 2, 1. Starfruit.
Okay.
Starfruit and Pacific. Okay, easy peasy.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tropical. Tropical and Dole. Okay.
I'm really sticking with the whole island.
Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Banana.
Oh.
What did you say?
Whip.
Banana and whip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. Dessert.
Foster.
Oh, dessert. Foster. All right. We're getting them back. We get further away. Dessert. Foster. All right. Ready.
We're ready. Dessert Foster. Shit, I don't know about this. Here, give me what I gave you. Yes, psychic. Dessert Foster. Got it. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
People.
Ice cream. Ice cream and people.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Ready.
Wait. Am I ready?
I don't know. Hey, let me psychically shoot you my picture.
Ice cream and people.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I feel the energy.
Take it.
But
Take it all.
I'm sensing an army man from the 1940s.
Oh, okay, that's not what I was saying.
No.
All right, ready?
Psychic. What was it again?
Not psychic. Ice cream and people.
Ice cream people. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Fat. Fat fudge. All right.
Oh, we got this.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Brownies.
Augustus Gloop. Okay, Augustus Gloop and brownies.
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie
Willy
Chocolate
Wonka
Factory.
and Charlie Chocolate Factory.
That counts.
It counts, baby! We're the best at this game. High five!
Willy Wonka and the Charlie Chaplin Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, you picked the
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was on me, 100%. I was thinking like bananas Foster. I couldn't get off of it. I just was
people.
seeing things. Foster the people.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
So
I panicked.
that's how you play. What am I thinking?
I mean, I think I panicked like Jack panicked in his upstairs hallway.
Yeah.
Like, was there anything to panic at? Probably not.
No.
But I felt nervous all the
So
nonetheless.
in post-production, I'll put the entire time we're doing that, I'll put intense building sounds over that. Yes.
Perfect. Yes.
So you can't hear anything that's happening.
Oh, and that was part of the reason that I'm sure you ranked this a what out of 10. What would you give this?
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I was going to give it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So average score 4.5.
Would you watch it again, like as a background thing?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely would. I thought it was a produced. Well, not well produced. It was a well put together ghost hunting show.
Yeah.
They covered everything.
It was
The-
like the
you
house
know,
was beautiful.
The house was great, but yeah, they talked to the witness to do the archives. They did,
Mm-hmm.
they're out there with the spirit box. They did it all, and I like that. But I wish that future episodes they make the changes that we talked about earlier.
And it's possible that it might be like the Kesha show, because that I did think got a lot better towards the later episodes. I watched the whole thing and I actually really enjoyed it at the end. And we've talked about this before, but I felt bad about panning in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reserve that on this because that got a 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
Something around there. But yeah, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I thought it was going to be more.
Now this was like, so the house that they went to, Welder's house. This was the ace in the whole. This was like the star of the show. So if they're like, okay, we have to do this house, and let's just say nothing happened.
Yeah,
and they're trying to pose it like, we know nothing happened, but like this is what we did, and I get that.
Yeah.
So now there are opportunities for these other locales. Something may happen.
Yeah,
and it won't be overproduced and covered up.
Let's hope so. I mean, and that's at the very least, if you're into these kind of shows, we in the States don't get as many glimpses at the UK side. And the UK, Scotland, England, Wales, very haunted. Ireland probably too, but that's not part of the UK. Anyway, the point is that it's a nice way to get a glimpse into something we don't get to see that often. So at the very least, I'm excited about that, to see new places.
Yeah, and the beautiful countryside.
Absolutely. And more of the wacky outfits from Dr. whatever her name is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. She's like, so this is her and Jack. This is their show.
That's her thing now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm, no one really super annoyed me in this show, too. That has a lot going for it. Whereas,
That's true.
The Kesha show, I hated that the psychic they brought in there.
Well, the one we saw, he was that weird.
He had like the vest on,
demonic hunter, right, or something. But he was in that same vein of like being so over the top, and it's like we didn't even see anything. There's nothing to convince me there's a demon in this place. It's just you yelling about one.
Exactly. Yeah. So all the people in this thought were great.
Yeah.
So
like quirky characters, fun. Could have done a little less of the gothic look. We get it. You're cool. I love it. Yeah. But let's move on and let's see the ghosts. That's what I want to see next.
Yeah.
Bring us the ghosts.
It's funny, like where we're still trying to determine the scale. Where we give it a 4.5, and both of us are talking about how we'll watch the next one. So I don't know. Maybe we're gonna rework our.
But I wouldn't put that as a binge. I would not say this is a binge for me.
No, and I would. I'm struggling to really even want to watch more of it, but I may, especially considering it's the time of year it is, and ghosts and stuff like that. So
I'm telling you,
it'd be worth checking out.
Play your one of your games on your phone. What is that? With your
Marvel Snap comes out October 18th.
Exactly. On in the background. You just pass the time. Every once in a while, like every 5 minutes, you look up.
Look up, see what they're talking about. Oh, you see that ghost?
Don't really see anything. Okay, I'm back down. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I hope that's how people enjoy this show as well.
Exactly. Just tune back in every 35 minutes or so and listen to us at the beginning and the end.
Beginning and end. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for listening to us talk about ghosts and Jack Osbourne Haunted Homecoming.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Comes out weekly on Discovery. So who was that? Another?
There was Sharon, obviously.
Oh, she's like Southern now.
She's going through some stuff.
I guess so. Yeah. So Discovery Plus, new episode every week. Jack Osbourne Haunted Homecoming. And next week we're going to be watching even more spooky stuff.
I can't wait. I mean, we're getting the time of year now where we've just got all these fun times just happening now. It's great.
The Midnight Club is what comes out next week. The new Mike Flanagan show, who is like my favorite scary TV guy.
Yeah, so like we've got no hopes right on this, right? This is going to be just like you're like, whatever happens, right?
Oh my God, my expectations are so high. It's going to be rough.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm sure it'll be great.
It's not on Discovery Plus, right? So
nope.
Let's go in for it. What is it on?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, where he has all his stuff. Yep. So, I mean, it's with the Haunting of Hill House. I mean, that is a bar that is very, very tough to get over. So,
I mean, it looks really good, interesting what we've seen so far from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Midnight Mass too.
Yeah. No, I've liked every one of them, but I mean, Haunting of Hill House is perfection.
Yeah.
So, I have high expectations, but we'll talk about that next week. So make sure you tune in.
And where can they tune in?
You can tune in everywhere podcasts are found. You could listen to the audio version. You can check out the video version. Wow. Check out our spooky digs
we
here.
should have put some outfits on. I mean, you did a good job setting up. See, maybe each week now we'll get a little more decked out.
Yeah.
Like at the end, we'll just have like full on like
we'll
pumpkins.
We'll look like Guar.
I was thinking of like the setting. Like we're gonna be like in a funeral home setting now with like the coffin behind us. And,
okay, we'll work on that.
Vampire stuff.
Again.
Yeah, bordello blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll work on that.
And costumes.
Perfect.
Guar.
So check out the YouTube version on Pop Culture Playground, and then all our socials. We're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all those places you can check out. We throw clips from the show, other reviews. Like I just put out today, streaming horror content coming in the first week. There's a lot of good stuff coming in all those streaming services. So,
nice.
Go check that stuff out.
I gotta check that out. That sounds good.
And thank you so much for coming and watching, listening to this episode.
For being you.
And come back next week for more spooky stuff.
Come back alive or as a ghost.
Ooh, bye. Let's do it. First Eps podcast is back. Whoa, creepy. It's spooky season.
That's right. I'm excited.
We're getting into it. Shit.
I totally threw him off his game.
All right, here we go.
I'm not going to do that again.
I didn't expect it. Okay.